Oh, yeah, they are dynamite. That is BTS. It is 8:18 here on the Morning Dan. Joining us on the phone right now is Josh Neuman, who gets up early because he's a plumber as well. He could be a DJ. How are you, Josh?
Good, Dad. How are you?
Good. Yes, got to get on those sites quickly. Reason Josh is joining us today is Josh is part of the program at GTTI, the Skills Trade Institute in Georgina. And important, I think, as we start off the interview, and we've talked to you guys in the past, but it's a little different than the Georgina Skilled Trades that was set up originally. This is kind of an offshoot of it, isn't it?
Yeah, so GTTI, they focus in all aspects of different training. So they've done welding, they do first aid, they do some carpentry classes. They do a whole bunch of different training courses that you can take. But Skilled Trades Institute is something a little bit different. So it's something that they put together, joining 8 different trades together to create and develop hands-on training where students will actually be creating affordable housing in the community, as well as training on labs and stuff like that.
And that's an on-site build and also modular homes and things like that?
Yeah, it is modular homes, or like a substitute would be an on-site build if we're able to do those as well. It's just anywhere where we can, access to affordable housing for our students to do. The main emphasis is that they'll be, putting their efforts into something that will be permanent. So you're not just doing a lab where you're building something and then taking it all apart or, cutting it out. It's actually something that will be a part of that plumbing system and will remain for years and years to come.
So true hands-on training.
Exactly, yeah, and fully supervised. So one of the really good things about
I was going to say, because there's a question, people going, someone's going to end up in that home. I hope that the plumbing's not going to be leaking.
Right. Well, it's fully supervised. So the only way we're able to do this is compared to like a traditional pre-apprenticeship course, you can have a lot of students, like 30 plus, no problem. So we have a maximum of 15 students allowed per trade. So it's really, the instructor is able to put a lot of time into each student. But even now, due to our COVID-19 protocols that are in place, we've actually had to split that 15 into an even smaller group. So we have one group of 8 and one group of 7 now, just because we're not allowed to exceed a certain number in each building and lab that we're working in. So it's really, really close hands-on training. So it's really good because students are able to ask questions. They're not just being wallflowers for those that are a little more shy, and then it also allows them to have direct supervision, right? So it's hard for one person to keep an eye on 30 or 40 students, but it's a lot more manageable to do 15. And then in our situation at the moment, we're only supervising 8 or 7 at a time.
Male and female?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely. We want a lot of females are really taking an initiative to get in the trades. We have quite a bit of girls that have enrolled, and that's fantastic. We really want to see that, right? It's good to see both sexes represented in the trades, right?
Now, so in the past, as far as apprenticeship training is concerned, obviously there's a hands-on aspect, but this sounds a little different though, because of that one-on-one.
Yeah. So typically what's happened before pre-apprenticeships came along, it was just you handing out a resume. For me, that's kind of what happened. I went to an employment office at my college and said, hey, I want to get a job in plumbing. They said, okay, here's the yellow pages, get calling around. And so I did that. And, luckily someone was able to take me. But, I'll not lie. It was pretty intimidating because unless you have a person in your family that has a lot of trades experience, it's a really steep learning curve because there's a lot of terminology. It's a totally new environment. If you've never been on a construction site, there's a lot more hazards that you have to be, concerned about. There's a lot more learning that you're developing, like soft skills, like having to work with a team and a group. So yeah, our training program is to help them not be so overwhelmed when they get into that entry level position. that they'll be applying for. So they'll know the terminology, they'll know the materials, they'll know the hazards, they'll know what employers are looking for. So so it's really different that way than what I did. I really wish I had something like that available to me.
And this is due to the fact that this has provincial government funding, and it's hand in hand. The fact that you mentioned, affordable housing and building affordable housing, and that's where the provinces come in, and that allows this program to be free. Yeah,
so tuition is free, 100% free, and we're only government funded for a certain amount of years. What the plan is, the long-term goal, is to be able to build enough affordable housing units that we can be self-sustaining. So we want to be able to do this because keeping it tuition free, when you're starting out something, to fork out all this extra cash to get these training, it's kind of hard, right? You're just starting your life. You're probably working just a part-time job, and to have to raise up a bunch of tuition to get some training just to get a job, can be quite the cost to a lot of people. So GTTI, really, Skilled Trades Institute, really had that mission of being able to make it free. I really should emphasize this one point before we end or talk about something else, that the best thing I think about this course is the exposure that plumbing students or carpentry students will get to each trade. So our course is 6 months long, but they will have a minimum of 1 week exposure to each trade. So, like I said, we have plumbing, HVAC, we have carpentry, roofing, flooring, tile, drywall. So they're getting exposure to 8 different trades while they're there. And I really just wish I could take the course for myself because it's taken me years and years. I've been plumbing for over 15 years, and I've just always had to pick the other trades' brains on sites to kind of learn, their little tricks so that I can do my own renovations and stuff. But students are going to be leaving here with just a huge amount of knowledge, not only in their own trade, but then also in the other trades that they'll be interacting with on job sites.
Well, that's got to be so valuable when you think about the integration of the different trades. You've heard it before, those guys have to do this before I can do this, and understanding how everything is connected.
Mm-hmm. No, it's and that's what we try to do too. So, just for an example, when I have the HVAC students for a week, this is where I really get to talk to them. So this is how we interact, right? I get to show them, like, you have your task and your job, but yours will also affect other trades. And here is how the trade of HVAC affects plumbing. Here's how we work together. Here's, things we need to be aware of when we're on a job site. So, yeah, that really is just, I think it's the best part of this program personally, just that exposure to all those trades. And then not only that, but you're getting people that are very skilled and knowledgeable in those. Every instructor that we have has a lot of exposure to it. They're not people that have just, taken a 6-week course and figured it out. They're all licensed. A lot of them have run their own businesses. A lot of them have been with really, really big companies, closing really big jobs. So, they're really knowledgeable in all those things, especially in their own trade.
And this has been a big week because it's been orientation. And from what I understand, yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday was the first day of theory.
Yeah, yesterday was our first full day. So like I said, we had to take our students and split them up. So we have 2 4-hour sessions. So what we're doing is we're able to do hands-on 4 days a week. And then we're making this kind of like a hybrid learning scenario. So our Fridays are virtual learning. So we meet virtually on Friday and go over a lot more theory. But we try to keep it a lot more hands-on. So Monday to Thursday will be kind of like a debrief of kind of what we're doing. If there's, something that we need to instruct them on before we go, do a lab or go onto one of our on-sites, then that's when we'll do that, is the mornings. But, yeah, we want to keep this as hands-on as much as possible. I've trained a lot of apprentices over the years, and what I've found, a lot of them, when they've taken pre-apprenticeship courses and it's been a lot more theory emphasis, it was actually a disservice to them when it came to, actually working on the job because they knew kind of how things go, but without being able to see the actual pipes in the wall or see, a plumbing system being designed in the house and putting it together, it's really hard to piece it together when you have just looking at pictures. That abstraction is really tricky to get. And then also the tools, like you want to be able to use these tools more than once. So with us, I know our course is 6 months long, but if we're able to adopt a lot of a repetition, so a repetition using the power tools, using a lot of the hand tools that they'll be using when they first start out. So yeah, it's really good that way. We try to keep it a lot hands-on.
And for those wondering, going, I missed out, there's still an opportunity to get involved in the summer course.
Absolutely. So January 18th, we are starting our summer 2021 registration. That's online. So that can be accessed on GTTI.ca. You can just go there, and then you'll click Skilled Trades Institute, and then it will have events, and then you can just sign up for that. We have a virtual information session. We'll be doing that via Zoom, and that's on January 19th at 7 p.m., and you can access that as well on the GTTI Skilled Trades Institute website. So if you want to, meet the instructors, find out about the program, if you have any questions, this is your time to go and do it and check it out. You can kind of, even if you're just wanting to meet for someone else, if you know someone else in your family but you're wanting to know more about it, come check it out. We'd love to see you.
Josh, thanks for your time, and keep up the great work. I when I first heard about this, I thought, what a great initiative. I mean, it's a combination of training people and also providing back to the community with affordable housing. And as you say, if this continues to get traction, then it'll be self-sustaining as you sell off the affordable housing.
Yep, that's the goal, and we're on our way to accomplishing it. So wish us luck. And
a free education is not a bad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks for your time today.
You too, Dan. All right, talk to you later.
Take care. Bye-bye. Bye. That is Josh Neuman, and again, Josh is with GTTI, the Skills Trade Institute, and you can get more information at gtti.ca.
Our local spot. It was there when we needed it most. The perfect